Well, welcome. Today we have Chef Doomie from Doomie's Home Cooking in Hollywood. How did you get your start here in Hollywood?
Let's see. We've been here. How did we do it? On a shoestring budget. That's the first thing. We scraped by and did it. It was 10 years ago, just getting a couple bucks scraped together to just kind of make it happen. And we just really got lucky and found what, ended up being really a fantastic location. A lot of luck, honestly, just to be in that plaza with that great parking lot and that nice corner location and just being at the right place at the right time. Mostly it's just the say yes. That's what it is.
How did you decide to do vegan food? You're one of the few all vegan restaurants in Hollywood.
When I was growing up, it would, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, the world was very different in terms of the culinary landscape, especially for vegan food. It was a lot of sort of terrible options. I realized what we need one place to kind of go in that direction of, look, we're going to make it taste good. We're going to make it comfort food. We're going to do everything to make it as much as what you are looking for, as much as what you remember and miss. That's how we started. It's just sort of a concept of really sort of unlocking what I think people wanted.
How did you develop your recipes? I mean, you have a lot of unique things that, you can't really find anywhere else.
It's understanding food, and I love food, but I also, you kind of have to disassemble food into what it is. Yeah. And that's the way to look at it. It's a different way to look at it. It's not just the thing you're eating or the dish or the way it looks. It's the taste, the texture, the smell, and then there's very subtle differences in how things react in your mouth, how they react at different temperatures. So it's kind of looking at those things and breaking it down to what it is, the essence of it, and then figuring out how to replicate that.
And now you also have Doomie's Next Mex, kind of right next door to Doomie's Home Cooking. How did that start?
Literally next door. Yeah, we got the opportunity for the space a while back because I actually started with Mexican food before I was even doing the Doomie's thing. I was doing tacos at nightclubs and stuff like that. But really, for me, it's okay, if we can make food taste great, then we can stumble through it and figure out the rest, because that's the key thing. It's just let's try and nail these dishes and make it so that people really love it.
Well, and you're one of the few restaurants in general that's open 24 hours on the weekend, but I think you may be the only vegan restaurant that's open 24 hours on the weekend.
I think we are. I don't, as far as I know, yeah. And I'm one of the few right now that's even open 24 hours on the weekend. That was a pandemic decision switch, which was actually worked out great for us. We used to be open pretty late. We were open till 3 a.m. on the weekends. We would catch the people coming out of nightclubs. And then we got hit with the pandemic, and we were in a situation where in the very beginning, we didn't know how it was going to go. We wanted to stay open. We wanted to still be there for the people, but obviously things were changing rapidly. And we had to kind of furlough about half of our staff for a short period of time. And so the staff that we did have, we didn't even have enough hours for them. My idea was, how can I make more hours for the few people that I was able to retain so that at least the few people that I do have full-time jobs? And we had an outside contractor to do some of the cleaning, and we had to let that contractor go. So it was okay, look, let me bring my people in. They can do the cleaning on the weekends, but we'll keep the restaurant open. We'll get some work done, but we'll be there longer for the people, and we can do this 24-hour ride and go overnight and then see how that goes. So it kind of out of necessity to make the operation function, but it's always been a dream to run 24 hours on the weekend, and then we can go straight into brunch, so it was a nice transition because it was only a few hours gap from being late night to early morning for brunch. It's worked out, and I'm excited to be able to offer people food at all hours because I'm a night owl. So any place that's open late for me is great.
Well, it's a great thing for Hollywood to have, because I know we definitely need more vegan options in general, but to have something open 24 hours really is good for those night owls, like you said.
Yeah. Hey, and even if you're not vegan, we got French fries. We got things. We got all sorts of snacks. We have cake. We have desserts. So we're open late, come by late at night. There's something for everybody.
Yeah, I definitely love your desserts. And I've been eating a lot more vegan just since the beginning of the pandemic. So
yeah.
Have your customer base grown during the pandemic?
Customer base did grow because it was very interesting, because at the beginning, there was places that had to shut down, or there was options that were closing or temporary or whatever. And so we did get a lot of people that are like, this is my first time. you're all that's here, and I think that was helpful in at least expanding, our universe of people that realize that we're here.
Things are starting to open back up again. I believe on Monday they gave the approval for restaurants to resume indoor dining at 25%. So is that something you are currently taking advantage of?
You've seen that we've been under construction for a while, trying to redo the booths and the seating for where we are with the sidewalks that we have, because we're inside of a parking lot, not out on the street. Sitting on those tables out there isn't much different than sitting inside. And we want to make sure that we get it set up right so that people are going to be comfortable with the way we do it.
Yeah. It's great to hear that you've been able to kind of weather the storm of everything that's been going on. Is there anything else coming up in the future that you'd like to mention?
It's right behind me. I think it's right here. It hasn't been, this is the new menu.
Oh, wow.
I haven't done it yet, but I don't know if you can see this. We're going to do, there I am.
Yeah.
Adding salted caramel, coffee, and mint, and then all the combinations, so like chocolate caramel, chocolate mint, Oreo, salted caramel. So that's coming out maybe this week or something.
Well, that's great news with the summertime coming up, and people will be getting out and about more. So I think that's a great thing to entice people into Doomies.
Yeah, come check out all the new shakes. Lots of combinations now.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I really hope people will come out and support Doomies as you move through hopefully the end phase of the pandemic here.